Hi all, welcome back to my channel, and today we'll be getting familiar with BlueJ working environment. So as I told you, we will be coding in BlueJ. So first you should just get familiar with the environment, then we should start the programming concepts and we'll use them one by one in the programs. So for downloading BlueJ, as I told you, you have to first download JDK. That is from Oracle's website, and then you can download BlueJ from BlueJ's website. So you just have to search on Google and you'll get the links, and while installing just keep clicking next. You don't have to make any changes in the default options. Right now I have opened BlueJ over here, and when you open BlueJ you can create a new project, and inside that project we can have number of classes. Right, so here is the project menu where you can go and click on new project to create a new project. So I have already created one and given it a name as first. Now in this interface you are having a button over here for creating a class. Since I told you that Java is an object-oriented language, and in BlueJ we always code in the form of classes. There is no way that you can code without a class over here. So you have to make a class and then start coding in it. So when I click on new class over here and I want to create any class, let that class be like book. So if I want to create a class book, it is Java, and I want to make a class, and then I click on OK. Now in Java, all classes, majorly when you write the code in major parts, your code looks a bit similar. Like you have a fixed pattern of writing the code. For example, we write public class book. So this line is fixed. You have the public class so that it can be used outside the file. Class is a keyword, means it's a word already defined to the compiler, which says that you're defining a class. This is the name of the class which we have given. So we gave the name as book, that's why it's coming as book. And this is curly bracket. Now curly brackets in Java are used to mark a segment. This opening curly bracket says that your segment is starting here and the respective closing one is here at the end. So this one is the closing one for this. That means everything written in this opening and this closing is part of the class. So this is your curly brackets, and make it a habit that whenever a curly bracket is given, you press a tab and then write the code. So always indent the code. So indenting helps us to find out like in which area your code is written. BlueJ also helps you to do that with the help of these colors. You can see it's using a different color here, and when you press tab and you write something, there is a different color over here. So using the colors also you can distinguish which thing is inside what and what is your data, what are your functions. Now over here you can read this line private int x, this is data. Generally in a class we should keep all our data as private and all our methods as public. This also leads to data hiding and data abstraction. So data hiding means keeping the data in the private section of the class so that only the methods defined inside the class can use it. And the methods are public, so with the help of methods we can use or we can work upon this data with the help of these methods. So private, as the normal meaning of the word private and public is, the same thing is over here. So private is which is private to the class, it can be used only within the class, and public is something which can be used outside the class. So generally data will always be taken as private and methods will always be taken as public. Now in a class we have some specific type of methods like constructors, assessor methods, mutator methods, and then we have other methods which are used to perform different operations. So there is no limit on the number of methods you can have in a class, right? So here they have already shown you that we have x, this method which has the same name as name of the class. The name of the class is book and name of the method is also book. So such a method is called constructor of the class. I will explain you later in detail what constructors are and what can you code in this, but right now the function which has the same name as of the class is called constructor. It is always public, and in the curly brackets, again this curly bracket starts here and ends here. So inside this you will write the code which you want to be executed when this constructor is executed, and you can notice that after the curly brackets there is a tab. Now these statements which are written in slash stars, these are called comments or remarks. They have no effect on the execution. So this is a comment, it has no effect on the execution. This is a comment, same way this is a comment. And if you have a single line comment, so you can also put these 2 slashes. So the one which is coming in gray, it starts with 2 slashes, that is also a comment or remark. So there are 2 ways of giving a comment or remark. One is with the help of this slash star, and the other is like you just put 2 slashes in front of a line and that becomes a comment. For just for an example, they have shown a sample method over here. Now a sample method is also public because it can be called outside. This particular line, this first line of a method is called method signature. Method signature, or we also call it as prototype. This method signature is responsible for telling the scope of the method. That means whether it is private or public. Then it is responsible to tell which kind of result it is going to give. One method can give only one result. So we can have only one data type over here. So what are the possible data types? We will be doing that very soon. But int means integer, a number without the fractional part. So this particular line is saying that it's a public method. Int means that the return type is integer. Means the function, the method will give me a result which will be of type integer. This is the name, which could be anything. Then we have round brackets here, and inside this what you write is called parameters. So we call it parameters. This could be one or more than one, but return type will always be one. Here I can have as many number of values as I want, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. So here they have shown only one, so we've taken int y, and with the help of return statement we have returned the result, which is x plus y. So you don't have to understand the coding as such right now. You just have to see that okay, I have something like this where I have a class, this is already declared, we have some value in x, and then return x plus y. Now I'm not changing anything in this, So what I do is I right click on it and I compile. So it is compiled. I right click on it and we can create an object with the help of new book. So you click on new book. The moment you click on new book, so name of the instance is book 1. Okay, if you want you can change it, otherwise let it be book 1. Now if you right click on this instance, here will come the list of methods. Like it is showing int sample method int y. I click on this. I need to pass a value for y, and this method was returning us x plus y. So x was 0, if you noticed it was 0 in the constructor. 8 I have passed, so it should return me 0 plus 8. So answer is 8. So book 1 sample method returned 8, right? If I change that constructor value, if this is not 0, this is 5. So I change it to 5 and I compile it again. You can compile from here also, and I close this, or you can compile from here, it's up to you. I create another object and now I call this sample method. I still pass 8, but this time my answer is not going to be 8, it's going to be 13, because x is not 0, it is initially 5. So that's how it works. But we will be making classes as per our need, as per what we need to do. So we will create a class for that, and in one project you can create as many classes as you want. For example, you want that you should make a class where you should take 2 numbers and the method should return the sum of that, product of that. I know you are not aware of the coding in Java as of now, but just look into it. Don't get into the coding, just understand the concept of classes. So I create a class named operations. I open it. Here it's just taking 1. I take 2. I take 2 data members, that is private int x comma y. This is the constructor which is taking x as 0. Okay, I can also put y as 0, because this type of constructor is called default constructor, but we usually don't need it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take here 2 parameters and name them a and b. So I write int a and b. So I can write here a and b. So in programming, whatever you have on right hand side, that goes to left. So this says that I'm going to receive 2 integers. Whatever I get in a, the same is copied to x. Whatever I get in b is copied to y. So I get the values in x and y. Now this method, instead of sample method, I give it a name like add, and I'm not receiving anything here. but I'm returning x plus y because x and y are my data members now. Same way, I can perform any other operation. I can make another method and I write public int multiply. When I write multiply, it should be this. Then I write, say, subtract. So you can have divide, whatever you want. So any operation, any number of methods we can have. And I change this plus to minus. That's it. I compile this code, no syntax errors, we close it, and I create an object. When I create an object, the constructor required two values, that was a and b. That's why this screen is coming. If you notice, when I made an object of book, it was not coming because the constructor was having empty parentheses. Parentheses means these round brackets. But now I have to pass two values, so I'm passing 12 and 7. And if I click on OK, the object is created. Now, if I click on add, the result is 19, that is 12 plus 7. If I click on multiply, it's 84. If I click on subtract, it is 5, right? So that is how we can work in BlueJ. So it's a very easy environment to work with. Right now you don't know what integer is, what parameter is, but still, even without knowing those things much, at least you can make a sense out of it, like what are we doing here. So as we will work with like what are the various data types, how you declare variables, how you perform arithmetic operations, you will get more comfortable in working with BlueJ and creating your own classes. So I hope this much is very much clear to you. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. That's it for this video. Hope you understood the concept. Thanks for watching.